Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I am Jason. As always, my co-host, Mr. Zack Partridge. And our very special guest for today, back again, Mr. Kevin Patton. And Pat is over there on the side.
He sure
is. Hi, Pat.
So, we're ready to have some SteelFist fights.
Yeah, hell, it's only been a year, right?
It's only been just over a year. What is, because I mean, obviously we know that you guys wanted to put on fights, but you know, safety first and everything. What do you think perception wise has been the hardest thing for you guys that people don't realize?
You know, just throw some fights, man, because we got rights, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is, as much as I agree with that term and everything, you got to jump the hoops and channel the right people and get the right things done. And yeah, I would say just the outside perspective, because our country is so split right now, you know, in so many different
crazy.
directions. So you have these people that are going, hey, screw it, have fights. And then you have these people, no, don't walk out of your doors. And so really, we were just kind of waiting for the right time. We thought our right time was January, and we were wrong. But now it feels right. Like everything's smooth. You know, my wife gets reports through the hospital, and cases are so far down from what they were.
So good.
So I think now's the right time. People are doing what they need to do to stay safe. I mean, you know, obviously we got to use the masks and all that kind of stuff, but I think that's better than not having a show at this point. So we'll get through this one. I think there's some things changing here in Utah in April. So, and they have loosened up some stuff in the last week. So everything's going the right direction to make a good comeback. So
do you think by the show in May, because not to skip over this one, but do you think by the show in May that there still will be a mask mandate for events?
There might be. Now that's going to depend on, so like if we want to, from what I understand it right now, if we want to open up the capacity, then masks would be in place. But it also depends on what happens over the next little while. I've heard that sometime in April they're doing away with masks. There might be provisions on that. I just follow it to see what's going on, you know. And
sure,
I'll do whatever it is within our lines. We're not looking to try to get in trouble or anything.
Right.
We're just stoked to finally have a show.
What kind of crowd, like what's the crowd and atmosphere going to be like there here this Saturday night?
We'll find out. I think we're going to find out.
How many
tickets?
How many people are they letting they come in? How many people are they letting come in?
I think we're around, don't quote me on this, around 800.
Okay. All right. Roughly. That's not bad.
Plus or minus 200. No, but so here's the thing. When you say how many tickets, we're around 800 total, which is about 35 to 40% of the capacity when it's empty. But with the tables, all that stuff, we're right around what we would consider 50% capacity. And then on top of that, you have the fighters, the corners, the coaches, the commission, the people who work for me and Pat and then, you know, so there'll be a good crowd there. We're maxed out to where we feel comfortable. So
and then to be clear, there's no blackout on the pay-per-view. So the people that couldn't get their hands on tickets will be able to buy the pay-per-view locally.
Yeah. So we've opened it up because obviously COVID restricts how many people can come, and Blitz over the last, I would say, well, before we close down, between us and Blitz, as we're obviously a team, they've pretty much perfected our pay-per-view. I mean, it's slick and gotten nothing but better and better and better over the years. So I think we're ready to open that up and let it be available. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, Blitz opened up all of the stuff they've downloaded onto the site. So if you rent the pay-per-view, you can get there for freaking, well, if you go to my TikTok, it's full of different knockout things that I've just kind of come across and found. And
what's your TikTok?
You got a TikTok?
I just barely started it, but I just posted a fight from our first show in 2011, and it was a knockout. It was Sterling Nixuma. May he rest in peace. But it was him and a kid out of Wyoming. And I remember setting up that fight. It was one of the first fights that I was so stoked to see, and it was a vicious knockout. But anyway, yeah, dude, there's a lot of content on there people can check out and
awesome
cruise through.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Kevin, I didn't
Boom.
picture you to be a TikTok guy.
SteelFist, SteelFist _ fight for TikTok.
Don't say that too early.
Is Pat doing it?
Yeah, Pat's non-social media. No, he
just fishing.
No, it's something started just for clips and highlights.
Okay. What's been some of the challenges? What has been some of the challenges keeping these guys together, keeping this card together with some of these fighters with having to reschedule it after January? What's been some of the challenges with keeping these guys in order to basically get them ready to fight next weekend?
You know, we're fortunate in the fact that I'm probably looking at 50 plus pages of people that want to fight, and
awesome.
There's a lack of people wanting to compete right now. So us keeping the card together hasn't been that difficult, simply because people, they want to fight right now. I mean, everybody wants to fight right now. Some states don't have shows going on, and other states are wide open. So it hasn't been too difficult keeping together. The pain in the ass part has been the medicals and stuff, you know, as we roll out a couple more months. People that were potentially current, you know, they got outdated. But we're on top of it. We've got all 12 bouts, medicals in and everything. So as long as everybody passed their COVID test, we're good.
Beautiful.
A lot of new faces.
I was just looking at the Tapology. There's a lot of new faces on this card.
Yeah. So something, I mean, I think should be clearly stated as our position in this sport is to grow it and to bring new licensed fighters into it. If you truly care about the sport, which we do, and we have, and, you know, everybody has their opinions, but our opinion has always been to leave half the card open for newbies and people that want to get involved. It comes full circle, you know. Like Zack, for example, he was on a matchup list of Aldo's way back when, an 0-0 guy nobody knew, you know. Yeah. And it's important for to open the door to people like that, because if you do, you're helping everybody in the sport, not just the promotions, but the gyms, the fighters, people. Some of them are bucket list guys. I've got a Harriman. I don't know if he's a current Harriman cop, but I know he was a Harriman High School cop because he's fighting on Saturday night.
He is
one of my teammates.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah,
he's one of my
Jesus. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, you know, for him, it's probably more of a bucket list, which I'm cool with. You know, I want to be part of his memory. You know, so. I just think it's important to grow the sport, licensing, grow the gyms. There's just a lot more to it than just putting on a fight card. Anybody can throw a fight card together. I mean, that's the easy part. Staying in business doing it is the hard part.
Yeah, and obviously no one has done it as best as you guys have done it for the last 10 years now.
Yeah.
How long you guys been running? 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years and a month or two. We would have been well over 80, 85 events had COVID not struck. So I think this one's like our 75th, I think.
70. Well, kickboxing
74.
75. This is 70.
74 is what.
Yes.
So the Tapology has Resurrection 74. SteelFist Fight Night 74 Resurrection.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know, but
and
still,
I don't know.
freaking
I
impressive.
Some of those sites, and I see some. Yeah, no, we're not planning on going anywhere. So we stayed alive through COVID. I mean, this is how we make the bulk of our money. I mean, if it was, we'd be eating, you know, pretty much ramen noodle. But you know, this is a passion. This is a love, and we have poured a lot into it, man. We ain't going anywhere.
So I got to ask, we have 3 title fights, a great main event pro fight between two of the top, I think, guys in the state that'll have that have very bright futures ahead of them in Thomas Harper and Cole Schaefer. Besides the 3 title fights and the obvious main event, what amateur fight are you most looking forward to that you think it's just going to be a great fight? Can you pick one?
Well, I'll ask Pat too. Here's my pick, and then we'll ask Pat. Well, I'll give you 2 of my picks, and then I'll limit how many Pat has to choose from. But I think the Marco and Trent fight be a bomber. That could be a tremendous fight. You can ask me why, and I don't have an answer to why. I just gut feeling. The other one that I think could be, and I'm not taking away anything from any of them, man, because like at the end of the day, we haven't seen half of them. But the other one that really piques my interest is Joey Lotto and Tony Ramirez. I got a feeling that one could be fair as well. What's your thoughts now that I stole?
He actually stole the one I was going to say. I was going to say Tony Ramirez and Joey Lovato, but there's another one. Battle of the Thaill, man. I don't know anything about Tyler Billings, but I think those 2 are going to slug it out.
Well, I'm high on Tyler Billings. I'm also in his corner, and he's been one of my main trading partners for a year. So I love Tyler. It's going to be fun. That one's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a stacked card, man. Top to bottom.
It's hard because when you say pick something, it's like, well,
sure.
Well, I think we're going to have a lot of fun fights, and there's a lot to be said for these new guys, man. They're entertaining as hell. I don't care. No, you can say what you want to say, man. We get a couple new guys in there. They're entertaining.
Oh, I haven't been to a SteelFist fight once that I have not been walked away entertained and been like, damn, that was fun. They just seem to get better and better every time we go. And yeah.
It's also, to me, one thing that's been really impressive is I feel like that last card that we had in February. Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
He's froze a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There's a little delay. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I was just going to say one thing that we really saw in like that last card last February, we were on a bunch of 0-0 guys, but we're high level and they were ready. Like the level of even 0-0 guys that are stepping in there are just getting better and better as well.
Well, yeah. And what adds to that is they're out there to prove themselves. And that brings a little extra energy, a little extra fire. A lot of times they're not just fighting to win, they're fighting to finish. And that makes for exciting fights.
Absolutely.
I noticed that you guys have a sponsor throwing out some cash to some like knockout of the night, performance of the night. I don't remember the exact money, but I noticed you guys have a new sponsor that's throwing out some cash to some of these guys.
Yeah, so I Wish You Would Whiskey, we go back. Me and Phil, we go all the way back to grade school. We had some awesome times in our life. I mean, we used to party it up pretty hard, but back in the day when we were young, and we've kept in contact over all these years. I would consider him one of my best friends that's still alive. I mean, we had a large group of friends back in high school, and most of them unfortunately passed away, but me and Phil have kept in contact, and somehow this stud, man, he loves to be part of the MMA scene. And when he said, I want to sponsor your show, I'm getting going, and I want to be part of it. So he wanted to, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, Phil used to fight way back.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yep.
He actually wanted to do some bonuses. Now, because part of the card's amateur, I can't have anything to do with that. That's on him. And so him as a sponsor, he chooses to do that. But I think it's way cool. It's pretty awesome when somebody steps up and is willing to go a little extra.
Yeah, Brody just said, I don't want their money. I want some whiskey.
I want some whiskey.
Am I freezing up on
A little bit, yeah.
It's all good.
Well,
Well,
How is the whiskey, Kevin?
are we freezing up at all? Should I?
a
Yeah,
little bit.
Yeah, you're a little lagging just a little bit.
It's an ass kicker, dude. it's. Let me move. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right, guys. Kevin is just moving to a little better spot here, so we can get a little better reception.
Oh. My house is like the casino, man. And I don't get much reception. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep.
Any better?
Yeah, it sounds better.
It sounds better. Your video just is lagging a little bit, but that's all right.
Are we still lagging?
Just a little bit, but that sounds the sound sounds way better.
Yeah.
And now we got Pat in the background creeping. It's good.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
one of the fights obviously for you know, a lot of reasons from our gym. What do you think about we have so many guys that are obviously coming off long layoffs, but longer layoffs even too because of COVID. It's been a while since we've seen Adam Easley in a steel fist cage, but he gets to come back with a bang against Cole Faust. What do you think about that fight?
Oh man, let's be real. That fight has fireworks all over it. I mean,
Absolutely.
Adam Easley's no joke.
Nope.
For him. And Cole Faust is absolutely what you'd look at for the, you know, future. Both those guys are so tough, man. Super stoked to have the fight. I think it's a huge test for both of them.
Absolutely. Another big one. I'm excited to see Kendrick Wolf back in there. We've seen him a lot in the steel fish cage. And then he's fighting a heavyweight out of Wyoming, I believe, that we've never seen at Steel Fist before. What do you guys know about Jared George?
Pat found him and talked to him, and it seems like he'll slug it out. I mean, I would suspect you'll see those two swinging for the fences. Jared George has done a little bit of boxing and a little bit of MMA and just doesn't have a lot of options where he lives. And so he actually got in contact with Pat and wanted to take on one of the Steel Fist heavyweights and see where he stands. I think he's going to come out and try to prove a point, but Kendrick's a tough kid. So it'll be another interesting. Like I say, there's so many on there that I think could go either way. They feel like they're fairly matched up. So
yeah.
Well, and Kendrick too. Talk about a fan favorite and somebody everybody respects. He took the fight on the last card that nobody wanted against Bryce, and he held his own and was pretty dang good in that fight.
Oh yeah. And for record, if Kendrick wins, we want to keep moving him along. The kid's just a fighter, man. He just a fight. He's over at. I think he's made a switch over to Fight City under Eric Wallen. I know Eric's probably working him over pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he looks like he's slimmed up a little bit too. You can tell he's taking his training seriously.
There's like this delay in the sound.
Just a little bit, just a few seconds. Well, the last one fight I'm going to talk to you about is the main event. I would love to get your guys' thoughts on. I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on Thomas Harper versus Cole Schaefer.
Why it's so choppy.
Yeah, it's
Can you
choppy.
hear me now?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a delay. Hey, Kevin, do you want to give a shout out to your new sponsors, and we'll let you get out of here since we're lagging a little bit?
Yeah. So, hey, one thing I want to say for sure is Jason Jones over at Jason's Jones Subwoofer Solutions and Vapor Mania. He's a great friend of mine. He's been with me now for 8 or 9 years. I've had options of other companies come at me and want his spot, and I'm loyal to him, and I appreciate all of his support. So please, if you're down to get a sound system for your car, reach out to JSS, Jones Subwoofer Solutions. Then also we've got, obviously, I Wish You Would whiskey. It'll speak for itself if you get a bottle. And then we've got the rider, the podcast. Oh geez, the fighter, the writer, the fans.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
They actually used to be somebody that would come and report at the fights and reached out just to support our comeback show.
That's awesome.
And I think, that's one of those things where we were good to them back in the day, and now they're returning the favor. So we definitely appreciate them. TMS Trees, Michelle and Jason Knight, they don't get any business out of sponsoring us. They do it because they love us. They love the sport. So definitely appreciate those guys. Blitz Entertainment, although it's a sister company of ours, we do have a hardcore team over there that works on a lot of different things, and we appreciate them helping us with the pay-per-view this one. Budweiser, got to thank Budweiser. And then, of course, you guys are starting to pick up some steam and interview these local guys and get them some notoriety, and that's awesome. I think that's great that you guys are willing to do that. So Damage Plan. I'm trying to think of who else. Obviously, our photographer, Amanda Lands, has done a solid. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of these people that are around us have known us for decades. So other people reach out to them, and then they'll like reach out to us and go, "Hey, what's the deal with this?"
Yeah.
But the loyalty in SteelFist does run pretty deep. So we do appreciate everybody that helps us. Am I missing anybody? I'm just trying to think if I'm missing anybody.
Well,
I'm terrible
definitely,
at that stuff.
Definitely.
What's crazy is, we started this podcast for local fighters to give them more of a platform to get their names out there and stuff. And then COVID happened, and we kind of had to pivot to keep doing the podcast and be like, I guess we just cover all the UFC fights until the local shows happen again, So we're so excited to get you guys back going. Hopefully, everything we can get going, month over month again, or pretty close to it. So, we could just keep pumping these out and building fighters.
We've already booked May 1st, so we're going to start on that card. We're looking at some June dates. We're going to plow forward hard.
Sweet.
That's the plan.
Yes.
And we do want to do some kickboxing too. I mean, we bought the ring right before the COVID hit. We do want to utilize that once in a while. So
yeah,
I would say you're going to see a lot of it this year.
Sweet.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I will make sure, Zack and I will make sure that we post the link for those of you guys that are listening that can't make it to the event. We will make sure we post the link for the Blitz TV so you guys can get the pay-per-view and watch that.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Sorry the service sucks. I'm not sure if it's on my end or yours, but it's there's like this 3 or 4 second delay, and it's tough to
yeah. Well,
to pay attention.
We'll see you. We'll see you Saturday night. It'll be a fun night. I'm positive. It's going to be so fun.
Yep. Thanks again, Kevin.
Oh, it'll be a blast. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, man. We're like a big, giant, dysfunctional family. I want to see us get back together.
Absolutely.
Yes. Shots.
All right,
Go
guys,
for it, Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.